that's like probably one of the best ways to handle adversity. Like, you know,
And you like to go down under.
Shit's sad and all, but if you can learn to have a pretty solid laugh at it, I honestly think it can make, you know, the coping mechanism a lot easier. Like, obviously there's like exceptions, like, you know, if you're like a family member who passed, you can't exactly laugh at the situation, but you know, you might be able to, like, you know, relive funny moments you had with that person in your head or something like that. Exactly, Celtic. Yeah, if you can't laugh, then what can you do? Exactly. That's exactly it. So I honestly feel like we can all learn from Recetus in that regard. And yeah, rest in peace, Recetus, because he passed away like some time ago. So like his memory like lives on in like all of us memers. And I think I'll pretty much keep like the split noises as like Keck W. Oh, Mushihime Sama is on Nintendo Switch. Let's go. It's like a, I think it's like Bug Princess. It's a bullet hell. Actually really fun. I played it on like the iPad of all things like years and years ago. Yeah, exactly, Bigger Boss. Because again, if I screw up, then I just have a pretty solid laugh at it myself. My wallet is going to be 2 games lighter next month. Ooh, what's coming out? Shin Megami Tensei 5 and oh shit, I didn't realize SMT 5 was coming out. Probably should finish SMT 3 Nocturne at some point. I might take my Switch with me on the train ride tomorrow to work. I haven't taken my Switch with me in ages, but I might do it from now on, because I normally like to read on my train trips. So but I need to tell myself that like gaming on train trips isn't a waste of time. You know, maybe do it on like the train trip home or something, just play some Switch stuff. I think it'll be great. Oh really, Sam? That's right, I saw it on Steam. I need to pick up some of those Pixel remakes on Steam as well. Because at some point in my streaming life, I mentioned that I want to play through all the FF games as well with you guys. I've played through a few of them myself, but they're going to be a really fun adventure because I love JRPGs, and I do kind of want to try diversify the content a little bit going forward. So yeah. None of the great features. I actually have the FF4 3DS port. I have a 3DS capture card, so that makes me wonder if I should play that version. Because I played through Final Fantasy 3. I played through Final Fantasy 3 on the DS, and it was a fantastic game, like when I was like a teenager. Yeah, Trip. I got it like years ago. I did some OT 3D at one point too. And I've been meaning to go back to it at some point, like relearn any percent. Now the route's like really different now, so I wouldn't mind like relearning it. Honestly, if I could relearn OT 3D, that would be like the perfect game to like speedrun on the go. I wouldn't need to bring like anything except like that 3DS. I wouldn't need to bring, like, I just need to bring a laptop, and then I think it'd be like one of the perfect games to do on the go. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, that 3DS capture card I have took 9 months to arrive from Japan. Does anyone know that? Does anyone who doesn't know their story? Because like in the time I got my 3DS capture card, I could have had a kid. She's gone for a walk, Anna. She'll be back soon. Okay, so the story with my 3DS capture card is, at the time, 2 people were making 3DS capture cards. A guy from the US called, I think, Loopy, and a Japanese store called Katsu Kitty. Now, the reason I went with Katsu Kitty, despite people recommending Loopy, is that Loopy at the time didn't have any 3DS boards. He suffered this issue a fair bit where he always ran out of like circuit boards to like install for people. And it wasn't his full-time gig, it's just something he did on the side. So I thought, well, Katsu Kitty's from Japan. Yeah, it shouldn't take too long, right? You know, Japan being not that far from Australia. So then what happened was I ordered it and they were like, oh, you know, thank you for your order, blah, blah, blah. Just wanted to let you know that, you know, there could be a bit of a wait because we're backlogged. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Couple of weeks, whatever. Fair enough. But then like 2 months passed and I decided to email them and be like, hey, just wanted to follow up on my order. And they were just like, yeah, you know, thank you for your email. You know, your order is like still valid and, you know, we'll get to it when we can. I'm like, oh, fair enough. 4 months passed. I decided to send another email. And same email. 6 months passed. I was like, okay, what's going on? Same email. I'm like, all right, I'll just, you know, I'll just keep waiting. And then 8 months pass, I send their same email, and I like to think I'm a pretty patient man. So I thought to myself, I'm just gonna wait this out. It will arrive eventually, I hope, right? Now, the straw that broke the camel's back was, there was another speedrunner at the time who used to do OOT. I haven't seen him in a while, called Pit. Pit ordered one as well from Katsu Kitty as well. And Pit sent them an email. I don't know how he thought to do this, but it was really smart. Pit sent them an email saying like, hi, look, I know I've heard you guys have some pretty like crazy wait times. I would like my order fast-tracked if possible. Otherwise, I'm gonna file a PayPal dispute if like no action is taken within like a month. He got his in 3 weeks. And Pit told me, yo, Mika, send them this email. And I was like fuming at this point. I was fuming. So I sent a really angry email with like the entire email chain from like all those years ago and be like, look, dude, you know, I've sent you 8 emails or something and I haven't heard like a single thing. And I said, I remember, if you don't send out my order by tomorrow, I'm gonna file a PayPal dispute. I don't know why they got so scared of a PayPal dispute, but whatever. I got an email back 15 minutes saying like, hi, you know, sorry for the delay, your order's being shipped. And I'm like, is this all it took? Was this all I had to do? I got an email back in 15 minutes saying that my order's been shipped out. Now, granted, they screwed up one part of the order. So what I suspect was they just took someone else's unit, checked that it was pretty much the same, and just sent me that unit instead. But they screwed up one section. I paid extra for like a controller adapter. Because they had this mod where you can plug in like a GameCube controller or like a classic Pro controller. I selected a GameCube controller, but they gave me like a Wii Classic Pro controller adapter instead. I'm like, oh, whatever. I got my unit, so who cares? Nope, that's exactly what happened. 9-month waiting time. Yeah, Pitts is too smart, Zav. I was so mad when that happened, when he told me. But he was like, yo, Mika, send them this email. I was like, fuck this. And guess what? Do you know what the big kick in the nuts is, fam? You can't order one anymore because they went out of business. And I'm pretty sure Loopy still makes them, but I don't know if he still suffers from the same shortage of boards as he always did. And the really crap thing about Katsu Kitty shutting down is that those that had their orders, I'm not, like those that had orders that were pending, I'm not sure if they got their money back, because, you know, if a company goes kaput, then what happens, right? Yeah, she did, Anna. I can give her a buzz if it's starting to get a little bit too late. The other shit shocker is Katsu Kitty's 3DS capture software is behind like a serial number. So if you clean out your emails every now and again and you didn't save that and you have to reinstall, then good luck. I kept that email, I wrote it down on like the 3DS box itself so I never have to forget. I've got the software backed up in like 3 different places as well. So yeah, that's the story of my 3DS capture card, fam. Took 9 months to get here. And had I known it would just take a threat of a PayPal dispute, I would have done that from the get-go. I still to this day don't understand why Katsu Kitty was so scared of PayPal disputes. I don't know how that's any different to like just filing like a formal complaint with the company or something, but I don't know, maybe if PayPal gets involved, it's like a huge mess or some shit for the company. I don't know. But look, I think I was in every right to send that angry email, fam. I waited legit almost, like I said, 9 months for my capture card. I didn't send that angry email until like 9 months in. Up until that point, every 2 months, I'd send them a friendly like, hey, could I have an order update, please? You know, at the 2, 4, 6, and 8 mark. I think I was pretty patient. Had Pitt not told me that, I honestly reckon I wouldn't have got my unit until like maybe a year or so later. See, if they'd been upfront about it, like, oh, we have like a 6-month ETA, I probably would have reconsidered. But all they said was, oh, there's a bit of a backlog. And you know, when someone says a bit, I'm thinking, oh, maybe a couple of weeks. A couple of weeks, maybe a month, fair enough. But I had no idea it was gonna be that long. So yeah. That's the, that's that. And 3DS capturing is like such a, like if you have the electronics like know-how, it's like a market that you could potentially fill. It's kind of like the steel sticks of N64. Like there's a really big market for this, believe it or not, especially among speedrunners. There is software ways to capture 3DS, but it involves like soft modding your 3DS to do it. There are some ghetto solutions. I remember when SVA was speedrunning Majora's Mask 3D, he had like this tissue holder contraption that like sat over his 3DS. It was pretty much that big a boss. He got this tissue box, he cut it into the shape that was kind of like his 3DS. He put it on like the top screen, but it was like at an angle, so you couldn't see, like it wouldn't get in his way, and he shoved a webcam through this carved out slot. And that was legit his capture solution. Yeah, some runs don't allow NTR capturing. And honestly, Bigger Boss, that's how people used to do it back in the day. Like, Ben Stevens is like a top level OOT 3D speedrunner. Like back in the day, that's how we used to do it. Many of his WRs were just, you know, point webcam at 3DS. Because honestly, what other option do you have, right? But like I said, if you have the electronics know-how, it's a big market to fill. People will buy it. I guarantee you that. Get a good camera and you're set. The only kind of annoying thing that I can foresee, Bigger Boss, is audio. Like, unless you've got like a separate like line out on your audio, you might get like doubling up of audio if like you enable like your webcam audio or things like that, or just put like Or just put like your 3DS like in front of your mic and then have like your microphone pick up the audio or something like that. But yeah, I've done a couple of OT 3D runs back in the day, and I would honestly like to get back into it because, like I said, it'd be a good thing to run on the go. I enjoyed the run. It's different to OT 64, and I think it'd just be kind of fun. Yeah, I think Citro is allowed for a few things, Leo, because like you said, how inaccessible capture is. Oh, absolutely, Trip. It's kind of like how at one point where VC Inject was like the norm for Master Quest, because at one point, and I think it still is the case, getting a Master Quest disc is like actually really expensive. I think I paid like 60 Australian dollars for my Master Quest disc. They're not cheap, Master Quest discs, which is really annoying. I'm just glad Habs rescinded on banning VC and just having it as like a legacy rule set, because I hate the GameCube version of OOT. It runs like ours. Pause buffering sucks. The only good thing GameCube OOT has going for it is out of bounds explosions don't crash the game, and I'm pretty sure they have like double the blast radius, so you're able to do some pretty cool tech because of that. But other than that, it's a really bad version in my opinion. Neither does Switch. Sorry, I'll just keep it outside. I'll use it later. Thank you. Yeah, the Switch version of OOT is it's something, fam. Honestly, if you want to speedrun Ocarina of Time, fam, emulator is a very quick option to set up. I did speedruns on emulator for almost 6 months before I switched to VC. And if you have an old Wii lying around, soft modding a Wii is like extremely easy as well. I can send you guys links if you're curious. If you're from the Americas and you have an N64, it's very easy to play Japanese N64 games if you don't know. There's no software lock, it's just a hardware lock. There's like a dust protector. And like the difference between a JP cart and a US cart is like a little like groove slash cutout. On your like N64, all you have to do is just remove the dust protector or like carve it out with like a knife or like a heat gun. I use like a soldering iron to like melt that part of my N64, and it's perfectly fine. MM is dead on arrival. Oh no. See, like if someone was a purely casual a purely casual gamer and they hadn't experienced like some N64 games before, then maybe Switch Online for them is worth it. Like, so like I'm definitely not dissing that market. But for like people who have experienced these games before, like us speedrunners, yeah. The only thing that kind of annoys me, and like Trip has brought this up a few times as well, it's the price tag. I think paying double what Switch Online already is a pretty big scam. Now, some people may argue like, oh well, how's that different to paying for something like PlayStation Plus, which is what I pay for? But with PlayStation Plus, there's no like premium PlayStation Plus. It's you're either a PS Plus member or you're not. Like that's it. There's no like tiered system like there is with the Switch with the Switch. So, yeah. There is that. The only thing that I'm not too fond of, like, I'm so happy PS5 does PS4 backwards compatibility, but I'm still waiting for the day where Sony does like this monstrous PlayStation that legit has full backwards hardware compatibility. Like, I'm all for, I don't mind if games come out on the eShop, but as of now, I can't play. I've bought like 2 or 3 PlayStation 2 games on PSN when I had the PS4. I can't play them now on PS5. Similarly, I bought a few PS1 titles on PSN when I had PS3. I can't play them now on PS5. I can just boot up my PlayStation 3 and like that's all good and all, but the fact that I can't access PSN titles like that is kind of annoying. You're right, Ford. They won't do it. Like, I have a busted PS4. I think I told you guys. Like, it was just one I found on the street. I was intending to, like, buy a replacement disc drive and sell it, but I'm actually half tempted to keep it. Just so I can play, like, old PlayStation 2 PSN titles. There's not that many that I can think of, but, you know, what if, right? It was so dumb for that. It's really, really annoying. I'm a baby. Didn't risk it. Yeah. Really, really annoying that that happens. Yo, what's up, Zanara? Don't stop in the middle. Ugh, consoles. Nice. FF7. I think I have FF7 on PSN and Steam now. Someone else mentioned water and I got so confused. So yeah, I have a PlayStation 3, but the disc drive is bust because it was my original PS3. I just have to buy a replacement disc drive and we're Gucci. Like, I'll keep the PS3 around because there's still some PS3 games I want to play through. But I am half tempted to keep that PS4 around too, just in case there's like that PSN game on PS2 that I really want to play through. Having said that though, PS2 emulation is pretty solid from what I've heard. It's a PS3 fat as well, Fordapt, so part of me is half tempted to like do some crazy mod on it just to see if I can yeah, turn it into like a PS1 machine. I'm like, you know, just chuck like a fat hard drive on it. Like, I don't really intend to connect the PS3 to the internet anymore because I remember during the sale, there was like a huge PSN sale. I decided to go on the PS3 store just to see if there was anything, but nothing like there was nothing on sale. But I think at that point, like, it was PS4 and PS5, so PS3 was already 2 generations behind. You're joking, Fordapt. I've always, okay, for some reason, I don't know, Reddit's always pretty good, but I have never been able to find a definitive answer to the question, is there a PS2 soft mod or hardware mod that allows you to play both backup PS2 and PS1 games? For some reason, there's never been a clear-cut answer for that, and it's really frustrated me. And I think you've just answered that question. I can use my fat PS3 to do it. Okay, so there is a mod that allows you to play backup PS1 and PS2 games. Okay, so on the fat PS3, it's just you're just putting games onto a hard drive and playing them that way. Is that it? Because I'm actually like really, for PS3 I used hard copies. Oh, did your PS3, is your PS3 one of those ones that could play PS2 and PS1 games? Because my fat PS3 can't do that. It can only play PS1 games. Which I always found really odd. I always found that super odd, like... that the PS3 could play PS1 games, no issues. But PS2 was just like, nah, fuck ya. Having said that though, I'm pretty keen to see what a modded PS3 can do, even if it means playing like backed up ISOs off a hard drive or something. I reckon that'd be a pretty dope experience. Because that way it would take like some load off the PC, I suppose, in many ways. But PS2, yeah. Because there are some old PS2 games I want to play through with you guys. Some that I've never played through before, like Dark Cloud, I think it's called. I've heard that's meant to be really, really good. There are some RPGs like Suikoden I'd love to chug through with you guys as well. Like some games I've played through before, like way in the past, like, you know, Persona 3 FES. I want to live through Persona 3 FES again, actually. But I've got so many other casual games I need to get through, and FES is a pretty big time sink. But I'll play like a modded version of FES. There's an ISO hack that you can do that it's a hack that allows you to control every single character. Because Persona 3 had this whack thing where, apart from like your main character, all your other characters were like AI controlled. And it was like really annoying. It wasn't until like Persona 4, I think, where you could like directly control all your other characters. But there's like an ISO hack that allows you to do it. Persona 3 Portable, like on the PSP, you were able to control... Wait, wrong category. You were able to control every other character. Oh my goodness. That's good, Bigger Boss. My first playthrough of Persona 3, and my only playthrough of Persona 3 is on the PSP, believe it or not. Great version. Like, Persona 3 on PSP is a fantastic version. But yeah, I want to experience FES, like that little bit of extra story, and like being able to like run around the overworld will be pretty dope. JRPGs are like so solid. I want to play through more JRPGs. I know they're not everyone's cup of tea, but I do like me JRPGs, and I'm not even a weeb. Like, I'm not like super into anime or anything like that, but I think JRPGs are fantastic. I have nothing against anime. I'm just not an anime junkie in some sense. I have like some mates that like, you know, in their spare time, if they're not like gaming, they're watching anime. And nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Like, I just want to preface what I'm saying with that. If you're an anime junkie, like, there's all the more to you. Honestly, everyone needs a hobby. Just not my thing to do all the time, I suppose. Nah, anime is cringe. Trip, I'm trying to be nice. Trip's just like, nah, fuck yous, who cares? Oh, that's pretty dope, San. I'm really keen to like try Dragon's Quest 11. Yeah, shouts to San for gifting me Dragon Quest 11. I need to get through all the games that people gifted me on Steam. I think we might resume Thief in that case real soon. Tim gifted that to me last Christmas. Now that I got my graphics card back, I think we need to resume Thief. I've been playing through Returnal on stream as well. I think we'll juggle between that and Thief. I finally got past the freak on Returnal. I did it offline. I just jumped into SharePlay with Chris when he was doing this monstrous 60 gigabyte update for Doom Eternal. Yeah, Doom Eternal got like Horde mode or something, and on PS4 Chris told me it was like a 60 gigabyte update. So as he was doing it, I just shared my screen and he just watched me like take on Freak. I've never played the original Trip, so I can't say. I was enjoying it. I've got Doom Eternal on PC as well. I started playing through that a couple of nights ago. When I got my graphics card back, that was like the first thing I booted up just to test everything, make sure everything was okay. I'm also one of those weird cunts that likes to play FPS games with a controller. I know KB&M is pretty dope and all, but I did a lot of my FPS gaming on a controller. So yeah. I do like KBM for some stuff. No, really, Bigger Boss. Like, growing up, I played a lot of games on PC because I didn't have consoles up until like until I was like 10. I got an N64, but before that, it was just like I had my family's computer and I'll just play like emulators and things like that. So I was used to like keyboard layouts and stuff, but at that point, I didn't really play that many shooters. Like when I was 8, I think I played like Doom, but you know, Doom you could play purely with a keyboard, even back then. And then like when I kind of got into FPS games, like at one point I was never a competitive COD player, but you know, at one point Chris and I would jump online every night and we'd play like an hour or so of COD, like Black Ops. And that was on like PS3 days. So I guess for me, I'm just like really used to playing on a controller. I will admit, playing KBM gives you like a way more degrees of freedom. But I kind of, how do I say it? I don't have the steadiest of hands. Like I know you can turn down sensitivity and things like that, but I kind of like the fact that there's like, yeah, I kind of like the controller restrictions. It kind of tells me like, okay, this is the amount I can move and that's that sort of thing. But yeah, like I said, it's a really weird thing. Obviously, like, if you can be competitive and stuff, then I'd assume KBM is the way to go. Like if you're into like competitive shooters and things like that. But from like a casual sense, like me, yeah. I plugged in my PS4 controller. Doom Eternal doesn't have native PS4 controller support, which kind of sucks. I think I have to download like DS4 or something, but I have a 360 controller lying around that I plugged in and worked fine after that. Oops. I have the game on Steam. Yep. I thought, yeah, most games I know have like PS4 controller support. Some I've tried don't, but when I plug in my 360 controller, it works. I know Ori and the Blind Forest 2, when I started my playthrough of that, had the same issue. It just did not like my PS4 controller no matter what, but Xbox 360 controller, I suppose, was just plug and play, bang, you're good. Yeah, I should try it, Leah. Like I said, it works with some games. Like some games I've had no issues with, but other games it just goes, nah, sorry. Don't like it. I'll have to look into it again, actually, I think. Like, I like PC gaming for like how comfy it is, but when my graphics card went kaput, oops, it kind of made me realize that I also like console gaming as well, because I guess with a console, it's nice because at least with most consoles, like you buy a game for a console, it's gonna be able to play it. Whereas with, I guess with a PC, it's like, it can vary. Like if your graphics card goes kaput like mine, then you're kind of out of luck. That's pretty dope, Leo. Switch Pro controller.
Nut.
Yo, what's up, Count Creep? Thank you for the nut redemption. Thank you. Oh, chips. Cyberpunk. Yeah, wasn't the console release of Cyberpunk like an absolute mess? Thank you for the reverse fart. Bigger boss. Boss. Yikes. How is Cyberpunk on PS5 in that case? Because I have a PS5. So I wouldn't mind trying it at some point. Cracked day one? Oh gosh. Mod check. No. Thank you. It's a shame for that. Because wasn't Cyberpunk one of those games that people were like really keen for? I got really lucky with mine for that. My mate Chris, he pre-ordered his like one of the first shipments that came to Australia. He asked me if I wanted to go in as well on one, but at the time I said I passed. And then just throughout this year during COVID, I was like, yeah, I wouldn't mind getting a PS5, you know? I was in a meeting. I was working from home. I was in a meeting, and I told my mate Chris, like, if he spots one, because I don't have social media anymore. He was following a Twitch page that did like updates on like Australian drops for PS5s. And I was in a meeting and he's like, dude, PS5 drop, like big W. But I was in a meeting, like I said, so I didn't see the message, but I gave him permission to do it for me. And then like next minute, I come back from the meeting 5 minutes later and I see the messages. And I was like, oh no, I missed it. But then he managed to procure one for me, and like I was legit in that meeting for 5 minutes because it was like a really short meeting. I come back, check the listing, sold out. And I'm like, gee whiz. Okay, see, I understand because of COVID, things around the world have slowed to a crawl. But part of me makes me wonder, is this like some mad ploy by Sony? Like, starve the world of the console, That way, when they do flood the market, they're just gonna get gobbled up because now everyone wants one. Or is it like legitimately, okay, we're fucked because of COVID, so we can't produce them as quick? Hey, Spiff! 64 months, oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Spiff. You're an absolute legend, buddy. How have you been? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, that's a good point, Count. I didn't think about that. Yeah, I'd like to think it was like, you know, somewhere along the supply chain. Thanks, Spiff. You're a legend, buddy. Holy crap, Shadow. It has been forever. What's up? Hey, Ben. Oh, let's go, Spiff. Heck yeah. Let's go. Loan approval. Best of luck for that. The pre-approval stage. Here's a strat I learned, Spiff, when Mrs. Mika and I got our place. We tell the agent we have our pre-approval, even though we don't, and then you just pray to, you just bless RNG, you get something like approved like the next month. How come no face cam? All right, I'll turn on face cam for you guys, even though I look like a complete mess. Not a complete mess, just yeah. Hang on. Hey, lovely peeps. I haven't showered or anything. I have to go for a shower after stream. I don't know, yeah, Spiff, I was just like, the real estate agent was like, do you have a pre-approval? I'm like, yes. Yes, we do. In the back of my mind, I'm like, no, we don't. Not. No, honestly, Spiff, having that peace of mind is like really, really good. Knowing that you've got your finances sorted. And then, that way you know you're good. That's awesome, Spiff. Are you going to be looking around your area? Or a bit ways out?
Fatality.
I can't remember who told me that, Bigger Boss. I think I asked a few older adults who have done like the house hunting stuff before. In my mind, I'm like, yep, now I'm an adult because I have a mortgage to pay. I'm like, yep, there we go. Honestly, it's okay though. As long as you budget and finance properly, you'll be okay. Ah, fair enough, Spiff. Yeah, a lot of places are going work from home. Yeah. Inside? Insane. It's not too bad, Spiff, in Sydney. Things are kind of getting back to normal now in many ways. Yeah, in Sydney, I'd say life has pretty much gone back to normal over the last 2 weeks when they opened up because we hit 80% double dose. Shit. Yeah, Spiff, it's good. 80%. Not the whole country, just our state. The state below us, Victoria, they're in a bit of the dumpsters at the moment with COVID cases. But they've just recently hit 80% double dose as well. But I think they had a much bigger imperative to do so. Like in Sydney, Spiff, that was like our second lockdown. We've had 2 lockdowns over the last 2 years, both of them lasting 3 to 4 months. Victoria, the state below me, has had 6 lockdowns over the last year. I think in the last 365 days, they've been in lockdown for 200 days. I kid you not. 365 days. They've been in lockdown for over 200 days. So I can understand why they'd be pretty peed off at not wanting another lockdown. Like, they had an imperative. The state was like, we get to this number, we open up, and everyone just went ham. I didn't, Shadow, because I've seen another few speedrunners try it, and they were just kind of like, eh. They were just like, don't get it. I'm like, all right. Yo, Oni with the 50 months. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, thank you. Oh yeah, it's insane, Spiff. Like, when the government in, like, Victoria was like, we're gonna lock down again, there was, like, a riot. We had one riot in Sydney as well, like, you know, anti-COVID lockdown. Like, people chanting, you serve us, to all the coppers and shit. And I'm like, yeah, this ain't the answer, fam. But this ain't the answer, fam. But the riot in Victoria was nuts. Just my state, Leo, yeah, but like I said, for Australia, it was like, if we don't hit this number, we won't be free. And, I think I mentioned this before, but like, White Australia is a prison. It was founded off like the degenerates of the UK back in like 1788. So White Australia's history is rooted in like criminals and connies and things like that. So it's in our blood to be like rebellious. It wasn't gonna end well if we didn't. So we were just probably like, yeah, look, fam, it's probably in our best interest to just get jabbed. Like that, I think that's why Aussie swears so much, because we're just basically like the trash of like, you know, 18th century England. I know I say we, even though I'm not white Australian, but look, I've lived like the vast majority of my life here. I have a bit of bogan in me, you know. Who stole Ned Kelly's skull? But yeah, Spiff. There was a bit of pushback here as well with like mandatory vaccinations and things like that. You know, fair enough. People, you know, can do whatever they want with their bodies, I suppose. But it just, yeah, there was a lot of pushback. I'll say that much. Hey, what's up, Suey? Not too bad, Anna. We're 46 seconds ahead. As long as I don't screw up Jabu again, we might be able to PB. And this is WR pace as well. My favorite joke was that Australia is the Texas of Britain. Don't jinx around, yep. I tell you what, fam, white Australia. And like I said, thank you. I think, like I said, I've lived here for the vast majority of my life. There is a bit of bogan in me as well. And I accept that wholeheartedly. Pretty much, Suey. Pretty much. Pretty much. Oh yeah, if you live in Australia, we're all a bit of bogan. I know, right? I know, right, Spiff? It was like, do you want to become big and famous? Go to like buyfollows.com or something. Oh, nah. That's a good call, actually, for that. Who needs bots? Yeah. Who needs bots when I have you lovely people as, like, real people? And I've got Ergbot as well, Kappa. I know, Sui! Hopefully next year. Hopefully next year we'll be able to go to PAX. PAX got cancelled on us twice. I was gonna see Big Sui. You know, he's become a dad. I mean, he's become a dad since I last saw. Like, fuck, so much changed. Like, I didn't see my friend Hales, like one of our like VIPs, for like 2 years. Like, she hadn't been in stream in like 2 years. She'd become a mom. I was like, oh, fair call. And here I am, like 31, and I would like kids eventually, but not in a huge rush. Because I know if I have a kid, like, I think the only thing I'll be able to do is like play bass, which is fine with me, but rip everything else. Nope. We're still together though, living together. Been together for like 11 years now. Lived together for like 3 of them. Or coming on to 4 now, actually. Nah, I still haven't tied the knot yet. Should though. I know legally it makes things a bit easier. But like, we don't want a wedding or anything like that. I don't know, I'm not too, I don't want it to be too big. Oh, Rudo! Why? Like, I don't know. As much as I have a public profile here on Twitch, I like to keep things, oops. As surprising as it sounds, I do like to try keep things relatively low profile outside of stream. Yeah, I'm just, yeah. We're gonna lose some time here, rip. But hopefully not too much time. Yeah, true. So we absolutely. Yeah, don't want a wedding or anything like that. Too much money. Honestly, that money that we spend on a wedding can go towards our mortgage. And okay, we joke about Nintendo Switch Online being a scam, but do you know what else is a scam, fam? Weddings. Weddings are a Monka-S scam. Yep, this venue fee is like $90 per head, and there's a minimum of 110 people per event. It's like, excuse me, what? It's like, you're telling me I have to pay 90 bucks a head, and there's a minimum? It's like, screw that. I'm not lying, Bigger Boss. I've seen some venue fees, just out of curiosity, because I was like, how big of a scam is this? That's exactly what it was. I think what Mrs. Meeker and I will do is just go down to the mayor's office one day, sign some papers, and be like, done. All done. I guess for me personally, Shadow, I don't like the fact that it's double the amount of like normal Nintendo Switch Online, like to get like N64 stuff. I think that's the thing that kind of gets me the most. Like I'm stingy AF. So for me, I don't like having to pay extra than what I currently have to do anyways. Plus with that money I'm spending online on Switch, I'm more than, I guess for me personally, would want to just put that money towards like doing up my normal N64, like, you know, getting an HDMI mod at some point, collecting some actual carts themselves. Yeah, just not for me. And from a speedrun standpoint, like the Switch version is pretty but not everyone's speedrunners, so I understand. Again, I don't count. That's the thing I want to like look into at some point, because I know the Ultra HDMI mods were like really hard to get at one point. But that's something I'll look into for sure, because it'll be really, really fun to do that up. Let's see. I need stick, and I think that's it for... Oh, this guy ate me last time. Why is he not coming down? There he is. Oops, not yet. Yo, what's up, Cheetah? How are you? Yeah, the amount of input delay on like the Switch version is like insane. But yeah, like I said, not everyone's a speedrunner, so for someone who's never experienced those games or wants a really convenient way to play through those games all on one console, I'd say go for it. I'm definitely not telling you how to not spend your money. But I guess as for me, nah. Oh yeah, I definitely agree with that sentiment, Shadow. Like if people have never experienced N64, yeah, it's actually pretty okay. Like it gives people a really accessible way to play through them. I guess for me, I just didn't want to pay the extra $20 a year for it. Mainly because I don't really play Switch stuff online anyways. Like a lot of my online gaming I do on like PS4, PS5, because more of my friends play on those platforms. Oops. Huh. I didn't know that either, Trip. But then again, all I've seen of Switch Online is like what our fellow speedrunners have tested. Oh, cool. Thank you, Count. Appreciate it. Oh, you're a fellow friend of Peking. Let's go. Peking's a champ, honestly. Shoutouts to a la Peking Boo. Oh no, really? You're joking. You're joking. I didn't squeeze the edge of that bloody Switch. Just like Switch Online, I got scammed by this Switch, Kappa B. Yeah. I kid. I'm joking, fam. Or am I thinking emoji? I was meant to be in bed by now, but this is on WR pace, so I'll keep it going. Oops. Not Animal Crossing DLC. I actually haven't played Animal Crossing. Actually, when I had Twitter still, I actually muted ACNH. It was like the height of COVID. It was the height of COVID, and the three things I muted were COVID-19 and Animal Crossing New Horizon. I actually started a TP playthrough, believe it or not, Shadow. Yeah, I was doing some TMC speedruns at one point. I should get back into that too. But my save file got wiped off my Wii U because I was attempting to do some soft modding stuff on my Wii U. And I was like, oh yeah, back up my TP save, let's go. And then just, yeah. Never happened. It didn't back up, feels bad, man. But yeah, would love to go through TP. When the backup backfires, yep. Shit. There we go. I screwed this up in PB. I need to finish TP. Yeah, Shadow. I've never actually finished it after all these years. So definitely on my bucket list of things to do. Rubler. Is this gonna be a gold? If I didn't screw up the first Jabu split, this would have been 107 pace too. But I screwed up. I got screwed over by the Switch as well, so there's more time to save on this gold. This will never happen. But my one request for Nintendo, it will never happen. But my one request for Nintendo, let us buy for an affordable price an add-on adapter that allows us to play 3DS games on our Switch. Because there's a huge 3DS library that, a lot of good games, but legit no way for us to enjoy it unless we have a 3DS. I have one count, but I guess I meant for those that like don't even have a 3DS to begin with. Oh, it would run like arse. Yeah, Trip. I would have jumped on that, honestly. I love some old GBA games. What happened? Pipe dream. And what's with Nintendo screwing over the Smash scene so much? I know they've always been pretty like KW about the Smash scene, but I feel like recently they've just gotten like even more aggro about it. Really, for that? Wow. That's crazy. Smash Online just sucks. I've heard that. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Just like, whatever. I have another serious question, though. How is that Nickelodeon Brawlers game? I want to try it just so I can play as Nigel Thornberry for like one game. And just say smashing and then just leave. That's all I want to do. Just pick Nigel Thornberry and say smashing and then just get out. Very cool. Real talk, fan. Do you know what I want to see at Evo? Shrek Super Slam, that wrestling game. There's actually like a bit of a scene for that game, believe it or not. It's the biggest meme, but there is actually a scene for it. Not lying. Don't believe me? Look it up. Oh, actually, okay. I didn't realize 107 pace. We actually golded that last split by almost 2 seconds. Hey, there we go. Cool. I'm done with this category. That's all I wanted. 1 to 107. It's WR as well, even though no one really runs this category, so yeah. Still some time to save bits and bobs here and there, but I'll take it. World record under the legacy rule set. Under the official rule set, which bans Wii Virtual Inject, which bans